Hello everybody, welcome back. We are just getting started on a sort of new playthrough. It'll be starting at probably about Tech 5, Tech 7. A few of these characters are characters that I have already had. We started this up about 2 months ago, and then I let the characters sit while we got closer to our Tech 10 goal on the alphas. Once the alphas hit Tech 10, you will pretty much continue to only see them for Dormant Realm carries. Um, and then after that, you will see these characters more often. So, like I said, most of these characters are characters that I have already had. I was unable to convince Google to let me do a whole new account and everything like that for all 4 of these, so I've just repurposed characters that were sitting around. Uh, so with that being said, we are jumping back in here. We're gonna go with teaming up with others because this will be a four character multi-box. Hi Jenner, how you doing today? We're gonna choose industry and trade. It was pretty good. Yeah, it's not necessarily alpha to roarfall, but it's something like that. We are gonna try to get these characters into at least one roarfall, and I know for sure at least one orca, because there's not much use in having multiple orcas or multiple roarfalls when you can just be jet canning to a roarfall or an orca with Coveners. Alright, so we've got a bunch of rewards we're gonna have to pick up. And this is how we are going to get a bunch of ships. It wants us to train one skill. And I think it's a little bit upset with me because I have multiple characters already skilled. Yeah, so this character is going to be starting from Tech 5. This is going to be a little bit of a jumble here right at the beginning. Yeah, that'll do it. Dreaming about getting an officer module. Yeah, that will certainly do it. Wow, there's still one Astarte available. Gonna share that so we can get points. Make sure we grab our points from here. This character is level 6. Awesome. I'm not going to pay too much attention to this stuff because I don't see a whole lot of value in what's here other than the skill points. The only thing that these characters are going to buy outright will be Omega every month. This is so we can actually train skills and stuff. Yeah, there's so much to go through on these characters because they've been sitting around for 2 months. As you can see, we are in Forint. That is where I will base these characters out of. There's a few locations nearby which are highly important to me, meaning a low-sec system being pretty nearby and some other good things around us. But for now, we have to focus on just making some ISK on these characters. I should definitely set up the region development, even though I know these characters can't really do too much about it. This is gonna be a pretty laid-back, playthrough because it is industry. A lot of it's gonna be sitting around mining or moving hauling ships around. But we'll go through all the things that I think about when I am looking at industry and sort of the idea behind how you would proceed as an industrialist. Yeah, I saw you got your test drive. That is pretty awesome. That's something that Jinner and I have been talking about trying to make active for a little while, for our corporation. Yeah, so I definitely need to grab my Omega for that. You can see this character prior to this event, to this playthrough, had 1,091 days accumulative, which has actually run out since. So we are Alpha Clone. Alright, so we got our growth fund. We're going to set sail. That is definitely something we need to do. Oh my, so much to do. I pretty much went and wiped these accounts as clean as I can, putting skills into just things that don't matter for industrialists, even though they will matter for us in a little bit. But in order to get there, we will need to be Tech 7 for a couple of these characters. I believe this character and this one up here are going to be fairly new as well. Yeah, so Tech 5. So I only have one character at Tech 7. Oh, don't worry about it. We will have plenty to give away. And I'm hoping we can get another giveaway going sometime early next year. I'm not sure when exactly. I'm thinking maybe around March. If I can gather up enough ships to do another giveaway. Um, but do not worry about donating for it. We have it covered. Thank you so much. This is supposed to be me giving back to the community as much as possible. Alright. I guess from here we just need to buy our Omega. So... let me... let me grab... what am I grabbing here? Here you can look at the thing while I go and get Omega set up on these characters. What's it doing to me? Hello, Donut. How you doing tonight? We are just quickly getting set up with Omega. Okay. It's gonna take me just a minute to do this. Oh my. That was an expensive Rorqual nanocore. It really took you that much, huh? Oh, it's your third try trying to do it? Yeah, that adds up pretty easily then. Alright. We have our Omega. Oh my. Everything's dark. We need 20. And we need 21. There we go. I'm going to change all of these so that they are at a different graphical fidelity. Because they can all probably be on medium and be just fine. It's not beautiful, but it'll do. That's okay, you'll pay him back, I know you will. Okay, so we're just gonna quickly train one skill here. Actually, let's train small drones, since that's actually gonna be kind of important to us. We're not working with a whole lot of ISK. Okay, let's just train. That should complete it, right? Oh, what's it want? Expedite. Okay. Okay, just follow the tutorial. Okay, so now we have a bunch of ships. What's it want us to do? Activate one cruiser or higher. Okay. Ship hangar. Cruiser. Let's just throw on the practice trainer. Yeah, we'll probably do C70. No, I don't play Albion. I have heard both ends. But overall, it's fine. It's not something I was interested in. Oh my. That is a lot of ISK. so now we've got our Omega. Okay, so we got that done. What is the new thing that we're doing now? There's gonna be a lot of clicking through. I will definitely say that. And Concord Pass is definitely something that these characters need to do. We don't really have a whole lot of ISK to set up the missions. Which is unfortunate. We'll have to do some missions first. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Okay, so... oh, all the stuff is in a different place, isn't it? Yeah, it's all in Gina. What's in Pakura? Alright, yeah. So this is how I went and, confirm. Okay, got rid of those. That's how I cleared these accounts of all this, by the way. I bought a bunch of stuff and then just destroyed them. Nice. Alright, so we have to move all of that. I should go and grab that. Okay, so this is what we're working with in this station. Very nice. Alright, how do I want to do this? I really want to just move everything to Foreign. So I guess that's our plan. It's only a few jumps. It won't take us that long. Do I have any of my things saved up here? Yeah, Gina and Foreign, good. Do I have this set as my home? Is a whole nother question. We definitely have a mining base here. But because it dropped off in Gina, how do I do this again? was under clone services. That's right. Yes. 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 Okay. So we'll have this one here, and then we'll have a cloning point somewhere in low-sec. I think would be a good idea. Is all the stuff here on this character? No, it is also in Gina. If my game will let me leave my ship. Okay, that's annoying. Alright, let's go ahead and gather up everything. Oh, I don't have Gina saved. ATO 2, ATO 4, and Iron Man test. Do I have that avoided on all characters? No. Okay. Good. That one will also have to go to Gina. Just so we can save the location. Okay.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
One of them's a little bit glitched.
Warp drive active.
We're gonna get all of them in here, hopefully.
Undocking. Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the goals that we have for these accounts. I would like to be able to get at least one character in an Orca and then into a Rorqual. That would be very nice to
Warp
have.
drive active.
Warp drive active.
On top of that, getting something like a Beaver module and the Seal module is going to be very important. We should realistically,
Warp
we could
drive
buy an Orca off of the market within about 3 months. And that is just
Warp
based
drive
on the
active.
income that we get
Warp
from...
drive active. Warp drive active.
That would be just on the income from... Concord Pass, if we do Concord Pass every month. So that's not hard to
Just
get
docking
to
request
an
accepted.
Orca. It's
Just
much
docking
harder
request
to get
accepted.
into a...
Warp drive active.
Oh my. Into like a beaver module.
Docking request accepted.
So getting a beaver module will be important for us. Having all three of these characters in, like, mining barges will help us out quite a bit. But I don't think any of them can fly one until they are Tech 7? Let's see, what is the Retriever at now? Oh, no tech level. So they could actually be flying the Retriever right now. Oh, same with the Procure, Covenor, and Covenor 2. Interesting. So if they had the money, they could already be in a Covenor 2. That is interesting. It used to be tech level locked to level 10 on the Covenor 2, tech 9 on the Covenor, tech 8 on the Procure, and tech 7 on the Retriever. Before the updates to that, it was the Retriever at tech 7, the Procure at tech 8, and the Covenor and Covenor 2 at tech 9, I believe it was. Or tech 10. It just made no sense. Let's see. Orca is tech 10 locked, so that's gonna be a long time before we can actually fly an Orca, unless we do it with this character. This character is already tech 10, so that will be the character that becomes our Orca pilot. Alright, so what's it gonna take for us to build... Let me swap over to this character, since this character doesn't necessarily need anything. Okay, let me make sure all of these are saved before they start jumping back and forth. Okay, cool. Huh. That's interesting. Whatever. Okay, it thinks my thing here is a lot bigger than smaller than it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I am going to hide this one, I'll shut this one down, because that one's obviously having weird glitchiness. Let's see what else we've got. I know for sure that we could fly... like, the Ventures. Yeah, so we could fly... we could fly, like, a Venture Covert Ops. Pretty soon. Not really sure what kind of, materials this is gonna take. We can buy a portion of the materials in Gina. Yeah, that's not bad. That's actually not bad. Of course, the ship itself, I think, on the market is 1.9. I don't see anything that, like, really screams at me other than the fullerene ferrocene. Yeah, the ship you're flying is quite a large one. Wonder if it's better just to build. I mean, we'll have to skill into, mining ship manufacturing anyway. So that'll get cheaper as we go. Let's see, are there Venture 3 blueprints on the market? I mean, 16 million's not hard to get. Maybe we should just buy it for 16 million. Although 12.5 million with no skills, and I can get everything here. That might be a decent ship to build if we can maintain building one every so often. Once we have that better industrial ship manufacturing. Because we should just be able to buy the blueprints on the market. 3 million? Okay. It's not crazy. But we will definitely have to do this in steps. I'm trying to think of the best progression that we could actually do. Because, yeah, definitely we want to end up in, like, a Venture Covert Ops or something. It would be very beneficial to us. Gets expert mining skills, though, and that we're very far away from. Maybe trying to get into, like, a Venture 4. Okay, let's drag these on back to our home location. I don't plan on using any of these for, like, combat right away. Most of the combat that these pilots will do will be probably Dormant Realm 1. Because that is going to be a staple income for us. So if we can just manage to do, like, Dormant Realm 1, every week or so, and sell the implants that we get, that would be very good. or if I can hitch a ride on, like, DR4 runs, that would also be very beneficial. Another goal for us, we will be doing a lot of, like, transport missions. So we're gonna need, like, a humpback eventually. We're also gonna be needing, like, a Nereus high mobility at some point. Amicus is definitely on the table. Amicus isn't gonna be hard for us to get. It's seated on the market, same with Nereus. There's quite a few people selling these Nereus high mobilities. We might be able to just make one. What are we looking at? Oh, interesting. These are significantly cheaper to make than it is to sell. What are the buy orders on these? Okay, not very good on the buy orders, but they seem to be very cheap. We could probably make these pretty easily. Yeah, being that we only need, up to Noxium, we can definitely make them easily. Okay. What about, like, a humpback high mobility? How hard is that to make? It's all planetary stuff. Megasite might be the hardest material for us to get. But something we can do is just, like, buy up a bunch of modules and break them down. And it should give us a decent amount as well. Maybe if we do some combat here, it would be wise to have, like, a Noctis and then the 3 ships running missions. Could be could be pretty valuable to us. Couple of ship boxes here. Items over there. We're just gonna destroy that one. Okay, so let's get in this thing. We'll grab these 2 items and we'll grab these items.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
There's nothing here, right?
Warp drive active.
Just our ships. Okay. Okay, Sobaseki. Let's go ahead and set that one to Sobaseki. And the other two will go to foreign.
Warp drive active.
Like I said, I did leave these characters just kind of sitting here for 2 months, and that's why all of them have access to the Gnosis trainer and the Praxis trainer. They will be highly invaluable to us in the future. I will be back in just a minute.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Destined docking request accepted.
Right, I am back. Oh, no, that was in Sobaseki. I need to keep that.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Warp drive active.
Now, we are pretty close to being done with moving everything here. And consolidating it to our main base.
Warp drive active.
Which is in Forint.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if all four of these are running the Praxis,
Warp drive active.
we should be pretty well off on completing Dormant Realm 1-7. 1-7's gonna be pushing it for the Praxis Trainer, but since we'll have four of them running, it shouldn't be, like, incredibly difficult. Especially since they're not gonna be up against, like, battleships and stuff. We'll just take it the slow
Warp
route.
drive active. Warp drive active.
Like we do with the, with the Cobras.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Okay, item hanger. Ah,
Desk docking request accepted.
did that one crash again? There we go. Let's see if that one comes back. That one really doesn't like me today. Okay, I'm gonna hide the advertisements. Alright, so what we are looking for under encounters, we are looking for any kind of scan-based mission. Like gravitational fluctuation. Always a good one.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
Just make sure I have brought everything with me.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Alright, so these ships will be moving over to our main base, while this one in the bottom left is going to be running a couple of missions in the background. Mostly just so it can make some ISK. Right now it's only got about 40,000, which is
Warp
not a
drive
whole lot.
active.
Oh my, we are right on top of each other. God, it's a porcupine.
Warp drive active.
Oh my. Keep moving things around here.
Warp drive active. Destination reached.
I'm gonna scan the system there. Easy little bit of money. A 100 units of Veldspar. Ooh, wish we could do that. $18,000 is not really a whole lot to be paid for that. I think we would make more money just going and mining. Okay. Let us bring this character back to foreign.
Autopilot engaged.
Already stacked. There we go. So that's worth 102, that's worth 40.
Warp drive active.
I think I need this to be a badger. Would be nice. I think that'll be the best choice. If we actually get one. We got a manticore
Warp
too.
drive active.
Okay, that's fine. Gonna use our chip for that. Requires a higher tech level. Gonna use our chip for that. See what we get.
Warp drive active.
Forward 2. Moa Guardian skin. Interesting. Use our trade chip. Can't really do anything with that because it's gonna be way too difficult even with our current
Warp drive
capabilities.
active.
So we want to be mining Amber, I think.
Warp drive active.
Let's see, what is a full ore hold worth here? 49,000 versus...
Docking request accepted.
88,000. Versus 57,000. So yeah, we want to target the Amber right now. Right now I'm just looking for like the highest value stuff that we can do. Wait, is that worth anything? No. Use our trade ship. Use the cruiser command ship. Use our cruiser manufacturing ship. That's nice to have. That's battlecruiser command up here, which is Tech 7. Alright. So we've got 2 chests there. We've got some random skins. Got... Ooh. What I should do here with that is get all the same weapon type. So in this case, I would probably just do all missiles. That makes sense to me. Want to get some skill points from it. Nice to get some drones out of that. We are absolutely going for semiconductor here. What are we choosing here? I think we're choosing the drone speed augmenters. Actually, the mining efficiency would be really nice to have. Activation time or volume? If I remember correctly, activation time was better. Since we have an Omen, or at least an Omen trader, we're gonna go with those. There's always, like, so much to do, like, really early on in terms of, like, getting your ship fit and moving things around. Okay, we have pretty much the same fit. Need an afterburner on this one. I have a Mark 1 afterburner. Alright, so because this character is the one with the most capability to make money, this is going to be our hauler and our industrial ship, industrial command ship, along with maybe even our scanner. We could get some space exploration technologies in here. We've already got frigate manufacturer maxed out. Okay, mining, we are working on that. If I can do advanced mining, auto salvage, yeah, this is all looking pretty good for this character to be our primary, reprocessing and everything. Okay, need some money, but that's fine. We got a lot to skill into. Okay, so that puts it at the join a corporation. On all of them, very nice. Okay, what stuff did it end up? Cool. Okay, we got more cruiser command, we got cruiser engineering, and I'm guessing that's battle cruiser command, which is at Tech 7, so we can't do that. Okay. Let's just check on the market what some of these things are worth. Wow, that's not worth a whole lot. People are making a lot of those. Okay, we'll save those for ourselves, I guess. Yeah, if I can complete this, that would give us... none of that's actually useful to us. We could break that down, though. This is all clone-bound stuff, so we can't use that for income. Okay. Yeah, I believe these are not clone-bound, which is actually pretty good. Okay. So the biggest problem we're facing right now is just ramping our ISK. So... we're gonna check real quick to see if we got any of the good scanning missions. That one's not bad. That's under advanced. Refresh here. Okay, so there's not many good missions at that level. You can see this character is not gonna have any trouble making ISK. Just because it's already a level 10 character. And we are just gonna go gather about 750,000. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is these other characters will... we'll just gather for, minerals. And we want to be gathering armor.
Undocking.
Fleet warp.
Okay, gotta change that in settings.
Warp drive
There's the
active.
auto respond to fleet messages. There we are. Okay, so we are looking for armor. Fleet command, fleet lock. Now these ships have a range of 18.75 kilometers. I should honestly just... yeah. What I'll do is I'll just set them all to this location. and then we can haul it from there. This is pretty much what most of our gameplay is going to look like, us sitting in an asteroid belt mining. And it's just how mining goes in industry. It's pretty relaxing, it's fun, in my opinion. Alright, so we're going to be getting titanium, pyrite, and isogen from this. That's a lot of what we're going to need. And then if we go for kernite, let me see, I think I had kernite on one of these characters here. No, no kernite there. Yes, kernite. Kernite is going to give us that Mexilon that we need. Very nice. And Pelagian Place is also going to give us Mexilon. So that covers up us for every ship up to Tech 4. I think it is. After Tech 4, you kind of need to start getting other things from, like, Losec. Other minerals. So there will be very specific days that I choose to go do that. Nice. That's awesome, Riley. That's really good. I think this ship I need, or this character, wow, I really messed that up. This character I need to, get into a hauling ship as soon as possible. That way I can keep these other 3 characters on grid, jettison everything, and bring it back and forth. You're gonna hear a little bit of an echo of the music because I've got all of the volumes turned on except for the one that's moving between gates. And I think what I really want to do is, I want to look at seeing if I can upgrade these ships to at least like a Venture 2 would be nice. But it is going to take some ISK to do that. Alright. Hey, good night, Riley. Thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna be here for quite a while, so we're just gonna enjoy the mining. so how do I... 120 cargo space. That's too bad. Yeah, that would be so nice to do. 2.4 million just for transporting things. A few jumps would be incredible right about now. But we gotta start with everybody. So let's go to Gina, because now I should have just enough for a... for an Amicus High Mobility. Yep. And we can get one more skill and freight bonus, that's not hard. Doing that will allow us to move 8,500 cubic meters of delivery. That would be a huge increase in capability. So let's do that. It's gonna drop off at Foreign first, and then we'll go get our delivery ship. I think there should be at least one more armor in our range. Although, judging by how much we've mined of this first armor rock, it is very likely that these ships will fill up before then. Once we get this, this Amicus High Mobility, we'll start really being able to do a lot more missions, in the background. So, you know, that one's like 2,000 units of Feldspar. That's pretty easy to do. Not worth a whole lot. Like, I can't do any of these, like, 2.4 million missions. But we could do these ones for 720,000. We can definitely do that one for 1 million. 120,000 easy. Yeah, all of that would be very easy. I just have to go to foreign, pick up the minerals and move them. Okay, if we want to go up to... If we want to go up to like a Venture 2, which would be a huge leap for us, it's quite expensive. The normal Venture still only has 2 high slots, but it's got some decent mining bonuses compared to what we have right now. Yeah, and it's got a bigger ore hold. This one's at 2,500 that we have compared to the Venture, the regular Venture, which would be at 4,000. We go up to Venture 2, we would have 6,000. Still only 2 high slots, so not incredible. Venture 3 is really where it starts to pick up here. 3 high slots for mining lasers, some scan resolution, which is incredible for finding some of those special ore anomaly things. Definitely something I want to do. 9,000 cubic meter ore hold means we can really haul out some ISK. Venture 4 is a pretty large step above that. You're talking about needing advanced skills at that point. And 30,000 cubic meters of ore. That is... When you scale that across 4 accounts, that's 120,000 cubic meters of ore, which is less than one of these high-sec belts has. So that's something we really want to try to get into. The Covert Ops is a little bit weaker on its ore hold. It's still only at like 30,000. But it gains the ability to use a Covert Ops cloak. But you're gonna need expert skills for that. So our goal here will be to put us into the Venture today, maybe? If we could put ourselves into 3 ventures, 4 ventures. I'm really thinking just doing 3 ventures. We can then have a much better amount of ore coming in. We would stay on grid for about the same amount of time because of the bonuses that the venture has. That 15% mining laser amount. Scan res is also nice on that, so maybe we'll have to do that. And after we do the venture, we can just work our way through. We'll go like Venture Trainer, Venture 2, Venture 3. It'll be a while before we can even step into a Venture 4, so going into like the Retriever up until we can get like the Procure, and then from the Procure you can have like the Venture 4. Would that be a good choice? Strip mining is... yeah, it's better to just stay with the strip miner. Unless we're doing, like, special anomalies. So that's what we'll do. We'll get up to the Procure by going down the line. And once we're at the Procure, we have the option to go with, like, the Venture 4 or the Covenant, eventually. And then after that, we have the choice, do we want to upgrade to a Venture Covert Ops, which would help us quite a bit, or to go with the Covenant 2, and then have, like, AI mining available to us. And then on this main character, maybe, I mean, the main character here, this one in the top left, that's Tech 10, that we're sort of just looking through everything with. I really want to get it into an Imicus high mobility, and then maybe into a Nereus high mobility. From the Nereus, we can go with the Humpback and the Noctis. And then, if we really want, like, compression, we go with an Orca. Orcas are not that bad. So if we go like Humpback, High Mobility, Orca, because I think they use similar skills. Advanced Industrial no, I don't think so. Different skills, so this one uses Expert Freight. Do the others use Expert as well? They do. Interesting. So it'll be a while before we get Expert Freight. I can at least step into the Nereus High Mobility pretty quickly. And actually, I think I might be able to just buy it in the system. Come to think of it. Let's see. Station. No. Inside solar system. No. Region. Okay. Algarvine. Or I can just go to Jita. Okay, let's just go to Jita. We'll pick up that. Right. Okay. We're gonna run out of space here pretty quick. Is our mining skill already pretty well maxed out? Industry. Mining. Yeah. We would need 1 million to upgrade that. 76,000 to start on strip mining. That would be pretty worthwhile to get started on.
The cargo hold is full.
Hey,
The cargo hold is full.
Autopilot engaged.
that one ran out of space.
The cargo hold
Autopilot
is
warp
full.
drive active. Warp drive active.
This one should not be that far behind.
The cargo hold is full.
Autopilot engaged.
Very nice.
Docking request accepted. Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
So it's got 10,200 cubic meters.
Docking request accepted.
So how much is that? 88,000? That's a pretty good start. I honestly think it'd be a really good idea just to bring all of this to Gina and sell it and then come back. Okay, so that character is trained in planetary. And this is something that I did not think about. Checking on the planetary skills. Okay, so I have 4 planetary there. I did all 5 planetary there. How about you? I don't think I've done the skills for that. It's only 27,000, so let's get into that. Okay, so I need... What kind of planetary do I actually need? I'm gonna need planetary for compression in station. So that would be like heavy water. I'm gonna need a lot of this material though. I just gotta get stuff going. I know I'm gonna need lustering. I know I'm gonna need... Oh, we only got 2 planets. Gotcha. So, like I said, we're gonna go... heavy water. I think I do. Let's see what we do have. No, I do not. I don't have anything on the main. Maybe I'll put this one as base metals instead. That way we're gathering some kind of fuel along with a equivalent, I need that. What are you mining? So you're mining toxic, noble, gleaming and motley, and lustering and base. Interesting. And I don't have a ship that can go haul all that, so I have to wait a minute on that. we have, like, almost no combat capability on these characters. So I'm not exactly, like, gung-ho for it. Pyro. Okay, so because this character in the top left is gonna be kind of like the all-in-one reprocess and stuff like that, I'm gonna take what I have. This one is Ebony Corsair. Alright. Contract, create contract, create contract. Private, private, private. Okay, so that'll fix that. Well, almost. I realized I didn't send all the minerals. Oh, apparently I can't send those. Because they're clone bound. Interesting. Okay, that should put us pretty good here. Alright, let's go find a bunch of encounters to run. We need to do industry on all of these. Whichever ones had the implants. Compilers, that one. Ah, 600,000 to start that. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, so we'll ignore that for a bit. Can't do that. Can't do that. I can do that. That. Wish they would stay closer. What does 2,000 units of pyro cost? Minerals. Raw ore. That's what we're looking for. Pyro. 2,000 units. It's 238,000. And I would make 1,000,000. But I have a bunch of that in foreign. So let's go to foreign. At least I think I have a bunch of it in foreign. Ah, but I can't deliver it in a delivery hold. That's its own problem. Okay, we'll do this the different way then. We'll see what we can get on hard. See if there's anything here that I can actually carry. Pyro. Feldspar. Mining. Bunch of stuff that I can't do. Just gonna do this one. Put that back on expert. And since these characters need to make money, we'll drag them to Gina.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I would like these characters to be able to purchase their own items and things. That's why I'm sending these characters to Gina, rather than sending it all to one character and then having that one character haul it. In the future, that's something we may do, but that'll only be once every character's at least Tech 6. Because we can supplement these characters' incomes with the scanning and hauling stuff. So long as we have the ore to support it.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Whenever you're doing hauling missions, I highly suggest that you keep it on Prefer Safer, so you don't jump through some low-set gate that you weren't intending to, or as long as it doesn't take you through nullsec as well. It might take you a little bit longer, but it is something that you should consider doing.
Destined docking request accepted. Docking request accepted.
Let's see, what would we get out of that? 170. That's actually really good. I will absolutely accept 170,000 compared to the 88,000 that it stated. Very nice. That's actually quite a bit of income for that. We do that a few times and we'll be at 1,000,000. How much does it cost for a regular venture? 1,000,000? How about a venture blueprint? It's pretty cheap. I remember it being around like 14,000. Something like that. Yeah, 14,000. I'll pick up one on each. It's gonna take too long to find it that way. Industrial ships. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have... We'll have all of this moved to our cargo hold. And we will head back to farm.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
Another screen crash there. There we go.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Yeah, getting close to 200,000 to every ore hold is quite nice. It's not the maximum of what we could do with a venture trader. I think we can get upwards of like 1,000,000 ISK pretty easily. If we were mining gas in low-sec. And that's definitely something I might consider.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We could also be mining Spud Main. That usually sells for quite a bit. But for now, Amber is going to be our go-to.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Is this the one that
Warp
I
drive
couldn't
active.
buy the strip mining? Which one was it? Okay, that's maxed out.
Docking request accepted.
Let's
This
see,
docking
which
request
one
accepted.
can we do our strip mining on? There it is. Yeah, we'll just focus on the mining stuff for now. On these characters. We'll probably skill through it pretty quickly, if I had to guess. So once we get our mining and strip mining maxed out on these characters, or at least like 454 maybe, it would be very good if we started doing like production skills. $1 million ISK. Okay. Something I forgot to check. What is the price of the cheapest scan module for stuff? We want a blue scanner at Tech 7. I can have one for 4.2 million. That's not bad. I think I can make that work. Pyro. I don't want pyro. Don't want that. Don't want that. Feldspar. Wow, this is all just mining related. Interesting. What if I turn off the mining and we just have transport? There we go. So that's on normal, that's on advanced, and that is on normal. I'm gonna turn off the mining ones for now, because they're not necessarily good value. Yeah, it's better we just do.
Undocking.
What we can here.
Fleet warp.
I did forget to get another afterburner while I was there. I need a Mark 1
Warp
afterburner.
drive active. How are you feeling?
Okay, so we need this. Recommand fleet lock. And that would be the last Omber here. Let this character get some noise here so we have something in the background. What do I lock up
Warp drive
next? I
active.
think I lock up Kernite next.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Yeah, it'll be quite nice to move up to the regular venture. And just have that extra 1,500 cubic meters of ore hold.
Warp drive active.
It'll make it significantly easier for us to make other ships as well. And the higher up we go with our ships, whether it be strip miners or ventures, the more ore we get in, the more things we can make in a shorter amount of time.
Warp drive active.
We're still a little bit limited by what we can make, just based on, like, the planetary mining amounts. So that's gonna hold us back from making like a huge amount of stuff. But once all 4 of these characters are scaled into mining, for planetary, we should see a nice amount of income on that.
Warp drive active.
Even if we are just selling the planetary right now, which I don't recommend right off the bat, other than if it's like fuel, it'll still be that extra little bit of income every week, every day.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so I need to get Industrial Ship Command. That'll be pretty important for us in the near future. Let's have a look at that.
Warp drive active.
Industrial Ship Command. Here we are. Let's try to max that out real quick.
Warp drive active.
Command. Industrial Ship Command takes 30,000 ISK.
Warp drive active. Destined docking request accepted.
There we are. There we go. That should cover that. I actually need to go and
Undocking.
jump in with these guys because I'm gonna jettison these blueprints. Ah, I can't. Interesting. Okay.
Docking request accepted.
Okay, what am I trading this thing into? Well, we're gonna be hauling, so we're gonna need freight. 2.3 million. Okay. Okay, so let's go make some isk then. And we're gonna have this and a few other things. This will all be stuff that I can transport, I believe. Yes. Nice. We're gonna do the gravitational fluctuation first. Yep, it is a quiet mining life, and in the meanwhile, we're just having our main character running back and forth, grabbing up whatever missions it can. Preferably this character would
Warp
be...
drive active.
Preferably this character would be, doing the missions, like, for the Tech 9 blueprint boxes. But that's gonna take us a little while to build up to
Warp
the
drive active.
however many millions. Thank you, Jenner. So while we are here... yeah, not necessarily the right one. There we go.
Warp drive active.
Alright. This should show off, right? Alright, so while we are here, please join us on the Discord. I have a giveaway being set up for Christmas Eve. You do not have to be online to participate, but if you want to participate, you'll have to hit the participation icon here.
Warp drive active.
As well as, there is another way to win. You can join in on the meme fleet. This is where you can post your memes, and on Christmas Eve I will go through and review them. The best one will get the Tech 9 battleship, and the other two, which are voted, the second place and third place, which are voted on by the community, will receive a Tech 8 and a Tech 7, respectively. So,
Warp drive
join in.
active.
We will also have other ways to win on Christmas Eve. We have a lot going on that day. So join in on the Discord, find my giveaways tab. You can find the Discord either in the stream or connected to my YouTube and Twitch channel. It is going to be a good time.
Destination reached.
Here we are. A new encounter didn't spawn, right? So what do we got here? This is 9 jumps away, 13 jumps, 19 jumps. Okay, we'll just go down the list.
Autopilot engaged.
It's mostly AFK anyway, so that works
Warp
out.
drive active.
How full are we gonna be by the end of this rock?
Warp drive active.
Alright, so most of those are gonna be a couple million. It is always nice to have this quiet little mining life. Not a whole lot going on, not a lot to think about, but enjoyable nonetheless. And wow, my screen is all messed up. I feel like I need to go and redo the whole multi-box screen.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I don't mind having like a single pixel in between. Why is it so far off?
Warp drive active.
Okay, let's fix this. How do I fix that?
Warp drive active.
Alright, has to get 1419. This has to be 1419.
Warp drive active.
Close enough. Yeah, that's close enough. Okay. Dang, you almost have duplicate GUs? That's nice. Pretty sure this will finish that rock off.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot engaged.
Since almost all of the industry is going to be done
Warp drive active.
on this character in the top left,
Undocking.
I think it would be more valuable to me to just drop this stuff off and continue mining so that way I have a large supply of minerals.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
So if I was to reprocess what we just gathered, you can see it's not a whole lot, but we don't need a ton either. We need 23,000 trit, 5,000 pyrite, and 2,000 mexilon. And we're pretty well on our way to getting the minerals that we need. I think the biggest problem we're gonna have is that condensed alloy. I don't think any of my characters are mining condensed alloy.
Warp drive active.
Yeah. None of my characters are mining condensed alloy right now. Dang. Perfect last one, huh? Is there condensed alloy in... on? No, it's gleaming. Okay, we'll have to find the system nearby for mining condensed alloy. For now, I don't mind buying it, but it's not the best option.
Undocking.
So there is currently only one reason why I have Omega going right now. Actually, two. I can think of two reasons why I have Omega right now. One, so I can skill into advanced skills. And two, is because as an alpha, you cannot do planetary. So if I want to be an industrialist, you're pretty much relegated to either make the ISK and buy the planetary materials off of the market, or you pay for Omega and mine it yourself. I personally prefer to mine it myself because just because a lot of planetary materials are significantly overpriced for what they should be. And I'm talking about like 40-50% markup over what they really should be. sometimes they're even upwards of like 200% more than what they have been in the past. It is honestly crazy. Something to
Warp drive
note,
active.
as an industrialist, multi-boxing kind of falls into the same category as a combat pilot, where having one character, you're kind of struggling to do everything. You feel like you're always having to pull at strings to make things
Docking
come
request
together.
accepted.
And so having that second account really opens up the door for what you can do. At the third account, you're pretty much smoothing out any sort of like bumps that would happen between two characters. And at a fourth character, you're really not getting that much more benefit. The fourth character is just there as like the extra mining amount you could have, an extra planet that you normally wouldn't be mining, that now you can mine. It's not a huge benefit to have a god-awful amount of characters. Yes, it is still a benefit, but the work far outweighs what the benefit is of having 4 or more characters. At some point, you will get that power spike back a little bit when you have, like, AI mining going. You can really ramp up on the amount of minerals you get every day by doing that. Okay, I guess we completed that mission. I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. Okay, 11 jumps away. Let's go ahead and do that.
Undocking.
Yep, we are now at
Warp drive active.
almost 2 million ISK on that character. I think I want to pick up, like, a badge or 2 at some point. That's gonna be a bit expensive for us right now. Let's see. $45,000 ore hold is pretty
Warp
nice.
drive active.
That could be a benefit to us. 4,800 cargo hold as well. Also a really good option. Mammoth. You get that bonus to the ore hold capacity and a better cargo hold, so the Mammoth is a better choice over the Wreath. Let's see the Wreath 2. Wreath 2 is a great choice. 14,000 cubic meters of cargo hold
Warp drive active.
plus 60,000 ore hold. That is quite good. 42 million, 119, 530. I think I'm tempted to just pick up the Mammoth when we have enough. We could try to make one. What's that gonna cost?
Warp drive active.
It's gonna be a little bit hard to find those opulent compounds and the reactive. I think I'm mining most of this, though. I think I already have most of this, to be honest. Yeah, Noxium, kinda hard to get. We can just buy that off the market, though. That's not bad. If we wanted to make one. What's a blueprint cost? 8 million?
Warp drive active.
You saw it in the top left was a nightmare? Oh god. No, no nightmare yet. This is just an Imicus, high mobility running around high set like a crazy man.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Maybe instead of getting a mammoth right away, we should just upgrade to the next, the next industrial hauler, which would be the... what was it called again? It's not the Imicus high mobility, that's the one I'm in. Nereus high mobility. Because with the Nereus... how much delivery hold does that thing have? 36,000 delivery hold. With a bonus from the freight, so... an additional 20% on that right now. Puts us pretty close to like 50,000 cubic meters.
Warp drive active.
Of delivery hold.
Warp drive active.
That's still not quite what we need if we want to go and do some of the harder delivery missions at Tech 10.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We really need that huge increase in delivery hold.
Destined docking request accepted.
If we're above 60,000 with the Nereus high mobility, we can start doing some of the harder delivery missions.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Destined docking request accepted.
Well, that was nice. They had me go really close. Alright, we're above 2 million now.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Warp drive active.
What minerals am I missing for this? Actually, I think I have all of this. Condensed. That's the one I'm missing. Okay. That seems to be the one that I'm always missing is condensed alloy.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I cut the lasers here,
Warp
it
drive
will
active.
just destroy that rock. Ooh, not quite. Very close, though. See if we can get halfway again and do it again. There we go.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Uh-oh, Twitch crashed for you? Rip.
Undocking. Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
That turned out pretty nice. Okay, let's try the expert missions one more time. See what we can roll here. So I know I can't do this because I need 600,000 cubic meters. Can't do that. We can definitely do this. We can definitely do that. We can do that. And that's a 0.4. I don't know that I want to jump into a 0.4 for a scan.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
So you've gotten 4 battleships and a blueprint box. Wow. See, I've had kind of the opposite luck. I got 2 blueprint boxes and 1 battleship.
The cargo hold is full.
Autopilot engaged. Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
The cargo
Autopilot
hold is
engaged.
full.
Destined docking request accepted. Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged. Warp drive active. This docking request accepted.
Warp drive active.
I do really enjoy being able to run around
docking request
doing
accepted.
missions while mining at the same time. It's very hands-off, but still nice to have.
Warp drive active.
Undocking, undocking, undocking.
Warp drive active.
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Okay, now that we've landed, let's see what our closest targets are.
Warp drive active.
Fleet approach.
Warp drive active.
I kind of want to get
Warp
this
drive
top
active.
right in a position where you can kind of see everything okay. Like all the ships and the lasers, and the other two just kind of up closer to the ships.
Warp drive active.
Random orca shows up. It is a pretty popular system for mining in high sec.
Warp drive
You're
active.
gonna see that this orca is gonna eat a lot of our ore. That's okay. Oh, there he goes. Off he goes. Guess he decided not to stay here.
Warp drive active. Destined docking request accepted.
Okay, let me shut this one down real quick, because it is not getting a very good frame rate. Let's bring that one back up here. The frame rate on that was starting to really annoy me. Being at like 19 or 20 frames a second is not fun when it's fluctuating like that. Okay, there we go, that's a lot better.
Autopilot engaged.
Sitting at about 30 frames a second now.
Undocking.
Ooh, jalapeno cream cheese is definitely nice. Love to have that. Between that or the
Warp
jalapeno
drive active.
dipping cheese, the jalapeno cheddar dipping cheese it's so good.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
You know, I'm a little bit excited to
Warp drive
eventually
active.
get these characters into Covenants. Or at least the Retriever, you know? It would be really nice. And then we can see lasers dancing all over the place and not just a static image, pretty much. The only thing we got really going is, top left moving around. The laser show, definitely. We're gonna have our own mining parties. Also, if anybody does want to join in, feel free to join in with the mining. It is always a good time.
Warp drive active.
I think by the time we get into a retriever,
Warp drive active.
we should be able to just put out like 100 or so ventures a week. If that's what our goal is, we can build about 100 ventures a week. On my main character, Orion, my first character, I was running an Orca and doing about 300 ventures a week with just one character doing all the PI and everything. So I can imagine 4 of these characters could probably output something about half that with just retrievers.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Warp drive active.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna focus on getting the Mammoth first. I think having a hauler to keep these ships on grid is gonna be way more valuable. It'll help us get to much higher end ships quicker without consuming our gift contracts.
Warp drive active.
While I personally never run out of gift contracts, I also don't do that many within a week. Generally, I'll do maybe 1 or 2 per character to a singular character in a week. I believe the limit for
Drive active.
gift contracts was something like 30. Correct me if I'm wrong though. 30 a week? Something like that?
Warp drive active.
Yeah, if I can just, like, start skilling this character into, exploration, maybe. Instead of doing any of the hacking stuff right away, we'll just do expert space. So we have the better, scan radius. And we can track down some neolists.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Pretty close to finishing off this rock, and we'll move on to the next one.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We're moving along pretty good on the mining, though. We've done...
Warp drive active.
what, 7,500 cubic meters per character? With these, venture traders? I can't wait to get something better. Yeah, so in total we've done we're just finishing up our about 22,500 cubic meters worth of ore so far.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
So on top of that, we have also... we have also made... we're working right now on almost 4 million. Just doing transport missions in the background. Most of this ore is just gonna go straight toward building the venture.
Drive active.
And with the ventures, we'll build the Venture 2. With the Venture 2, we'll build a Venture 3. With the Venture 3, we'll try to build a Retriever. Because by then, we will have enough material to do all of that. There's not going to be a whole lot of actual income coming in until we get to the Retriever, where we can start focusing on building something other than upgrades to our current situation.
drive active. Docking request accepted.
Okay, let's see how far we have to go for this one. Oh, we're actually gonna stay in the same
Autopilot
system.
engaged.
Interesting.
Undocking.
The cargo hold is full.
Filled up on cargo hold here.
Warp
Is
drive
full.
active.
The cargo hold is full.
Autopilot engaged.
Can you
Autopilot
guess that the
Autopilot
cargo hold
engaged.
is full? Because
Warp
I
drive
couldn't
active.
guess that.
Warp drive active.
Destined docking request accepted.
Docking request accepted. Docking request accepted.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking. Warp drive active.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, just about right on that 22,000. Very nice.
Warp drive active.
Undocking.
Fleet warp.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Warp drive active.
I think I want to focus on Feldspar for this run.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Hey, got
Warning. Capacitor running
our
Warp drive
first thing
active.
of mining 10,000 cubic meters of ore. Very nice. Shouldn't be too far away on the other character there.
Warp drive active.
There's the other 10,000 cubic meters of ore. I knew we could do it. Right, so what does that even do for us?
How are you feeling, pilot?
That part of our advanced tutorial.
Warp drive active.
If it was, I don't see it. I think it's probably part of the daily missions. Yes. Okay.
Warning. Capacitor running low.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
So what ships do I have to work with to move a bunch of ore? Or at least planetary.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Just docking request accepted.
Gotta go 10 jumps to Havana.
Autopilot engaged.
That's quite far.
Undocking. Warp drive active.
when I upgrade to the regular adventure, I might jump into Verge of Silence just to get some points. There are some good things that you can get out of that. Let's see what we can get. What is it, the Interstellar Store? It is. It'd be nice to have the Covenor skin.
Warp drive active.
20,000 LP would be okay. The skill points would be the most important, though. Lazarus is not necessary.
Warp drive active.
You need Captain for that? That's too bad. At least this one you can get. $81 million. That would help a lot. Yeah, if I can do like Verge of Silence and get the points for the LP and get that item on all 3 characters and sell that item, that would put us pretty well ahead.
Warp drive active.
Warning, capacitor running
Warp
low.
drive active.
Warning, capacitor running low.
Warp drive active.
I am looking for the opposite of Lustrum.
Warning, capacitor running low. Warning, capacitor running low.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, it's going with these characters. It's definitely slow though. The biggest problem is just having to do all of these jumps, and everything is so far away.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Yeah, I wish I could do this one. But 600,000 cubic meters of delivery hold is kinda hard to get hold of. But if we got, like, a Mark 9 covert ops cloaking blueprint, that would be pretty nice. The other option we could hope for would be like some of these interdictor stuff. The warp disruption field generator definitely would be really nice. I mean, you can see people want it for 21 million.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
Gonna go ahead and start wrapping up this character here, bringing him back.
Warp drive active.
I think the main goal of making enough ISK to build the ventures is what I did here. Now I just gotta figure out how to move everything.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Wow, this is the highest I've seen Veldspar in cost, being at 3 ISK. Yeah, look at that. Veldspar's going up in cost. Maybe the changes they made to alpha mining and stuff helped. I don't really know. But since it's going up in price, that would lead me to believe that yes. Unless people are just buying up a bunch of it right now, in order to make the new carrier, which could be the case. But this is definitely the highest price that I've seen on Veldspar. normally it sits around 1 ISK or 2 ISK. So seeing it at 3 is quite nice.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
As much as possible with these characters, I do want to try to build everything that we want to fly. Because it's more of a journey that way. Going on mining runs and things like that. I don't expect that these characters will ever be as successful as the alphas, just because industry in this game isn't very well supported. A lot of ships in the game that people are buying are things that have been sold in an event. And there's not a whole ton of new players coming to the game and staying around for a long period of time. There are definitely new players, and they do come and stay around for a little bit, but it is a bit daunting that
Warp drive active.
you're not going to be able to fly a battleship for 6 months. You're not going to be able to do the high-end content for a year and a half.
The cargo hold is full. The cargo hold is full. The cargo hold is full. The cargo hold is full.
Warp drive active.
But if you go at this game with the thought of just trying to enjoy what's going on rather than just looking at the most efficient way to do everything,
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot
you're gonna find yourself being a lot more successful and
Warp
staying
drive
around
active.
having a lot more
Warp
fun
drive
that way.
active. Warp drive active.
Not everything needs to be about the ISK income or how fast you can do something. So long as you're enjoying what you're doing,
Docking request accepted.
you will
Next
find
docking
yourself
request accepted.
in a much better position than people who aren't enjoying the game and are just doing the same thing over and over and over again. Rewards
Warp drive
locked.
active.
What should I do with this information? I have 800 points. If I do an... it's clone bound. Okay, so I can't do that. That doesn't help me. Yeah, that doesn't help me. Okay, so the only thing that really helps me here is the SP.
Warp drive active.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Warp drive active. Destined docking request accepted.
So I think I have a Mark 1 afterburner in here. I do. Awesome. Now we have the same fit across everything. Okay, let's get this all sent over to the main character there. Okay, now that all that is sent over, let's accept it. Have to wait a few seconds here, otherwise it will try to stop me. Alright, so ignoring everything else, that is 1.4 million worth of ore. When we reprocess it, we're going to get 297,000 titanium, 30,000 mexilon, 5,000 isogen, and 69,000 pyrite. And let's see, manufacture item. What does that put us at for minerals? Oh, we're good on minerals. Cool. So that means I just need to go and grab all of our planetary and buy the condensed alloy. How much is that? 1,653. That's 500,000 to do the condensed alloy. Okay, am I really double dipping on, like, certain materials here? Yeah, I mean, I've got lustering and base metals already, and, I do need reactive, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the lustering, and I'm gonna go into reactive with this character, especially since these other three are already doing base and whatnot. But I need a ship with 2,400 cubic meters of space. I can use the Praxis as a hauler for now. Does it have 2,400 cubic meters? It has 1,200, so it can do half of my planets. What about the Gnosis? I know it's a smaller ship, so it shouldn't have as much. Yeah, it's only got 900. Okay, so we'll use the Praxis as our hauler for now. They're all not too far away, so that's good. Just make sure all of my mining settings are still correct here. Cool. So when I go to industry, if I wanted to build a Venture 2, we absolutely have the minerals to build 2 of these. That means we're well ahead of the game. So we just need to focus on the planetary here. Biggest issue here is just condensed alloy, as usual. So if we can get all 3 of these characters mining condensed alloy, we should actually be really good. Let's see about the Venture 3. Same idea. This one uses condensed alloy, precious metal, fiber composite, reactive, and toxic. So, the only thing I'm mining here, I believe, is the toxic and the reactive. So I need... let me check. Make sure that's actually true. Toxic, noble, gleaming and motley, lustering, base, and reactive. Yeah, so I'm only mining the reactive and the toxic right now of that list. So we will have to change over our planetary for the Venture 3. But that's not too bad. Do I have any of that in... No. None of that is in foreign. Okay. So we will have to go find a new system for that. We are just waiting on our planetary to launch. It does take quite a while. Alright, since it's going to be about 10 minutes from now, I will end the stream here. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, and be safe. Make sure you join the giveaway on the Discord.